Hey everyone, so I've come out here to scout out the proper places for the big move. So I'm going to be moving the weeping Japanese maple from the front yard. I'm going to be bringing that to the back. And I was thinking of putting it there, but if I plant it there, I think it might, shade out the aloe. And so I can't put it there. I'm just going to move it to where that Fred Ives is. That seems like a better spot. And then that Ginko needs to come out because that's going to get too big. And this Acer palmatum elegance is what I desperately need to move as well, because this is just not in the right spot. I bought it in September 2024 and I loved it. It was so pretty. And, I hadn't planned on putting a tree here, but because it was so pretty, I wanted to see it. When I come out the door, I wanted that to be the first thing I saw without considering what it actually needs. After checking out the tag, too late after the entire summer, I read that this plant needs a semi-shaded spot. And, throughout the summer, it just got so much of sun. And even the afternoon sun was getting it. So it like had full day of sun and it just wasn't helping. So I'm going to move that to this spot where this brown pot is. So it will get shade in the afternoon. It'll get just morning sun and shade. And then this ginkgo needs to go as well, because that's going to get too big and I just planted it in the wrong spot. So I'm going to move that to the front yard. And then bring that red maple from the front, the weeping Japanese maple, and put that here. And I got some old footage to show you what that Japanese maple looked like in spring. It had such a beautiful peach leaf, and you can see how much of sun it was getting. And it was so beautiful, and it turned a lovely bright green towards the end of spring, and I just enjoyed it so much, but it was just not the right position for it. It's too beautiful to hide away, but I have to put it to the other side. You can see the leaves, just so lovely. And when it was cool, it was okay and still looked green, but and it even put out, it grew so much, but the leaves were just not handling the weather. Once it started to get hot, I could see it was starting to scorch, and I didn't realize it actually. I just thought, it'll be fine once it settles in, I suppose, but this plant is not suited for this spot. And I got the photo here of, the back side of the tree where the leaves look so green and the front was just getting burnt. You can see the leaves were just burning and scorching. And even in autumn, instead of it being its beautiful golden color, you can see it was more burnt than this bright yellow. So we didn't get to enjoy its full color for autumn rather than just the burnt leaves. And next year, hopefully, it's this beautiful yellow, but, properly, not just all the burnt leaves. You can see how fried they are. Yeah, it was sadly wrong spot. Yes, so I have to dig that up. Not looking forward to it, but it is dormant, so that's good. I can take that out and move that to the right side against the wall. So lots of moving around to do with these Japanese maples and that ginkgo. Now that brown pot has got, what is it, a weeping bridal veil. So it gets small white flowers, and that should be fine. I'm just going to move it one side or to the other side and leave it there. and get this hole ready. I wasn't looking forward to digging up this tree because it is quite big, and when I planted it, the root ball was quite big also. It came in a huge pot, but I have to just get it out. Often we can't have especially Japanese maples, you can't have it in the spot where you want them. They have to be planted according to their needs. And I just ignored that because I just thought, oh, it's too beautiful to put in the side. But actually that was a spot where I originally needed a tree. And when I bought this, I was like, no, it's too pretty, I can't put it there. And then I got the Ginko. But the Ginko is actually a large tree, and our yard is so tiny, and that's too, it'll get too big for that space, so I have to move it out. I eventually had to get help. You can see I tried digging it, but it was so much work. The ground was soft because, it's still so wet. Yeah, eventually Ivan helped me and got this whole thing out. And I hope it's not disturbed too much. And time to put it in. The Ginko came out surprisingly easy with just one push of that pick, and it just came out, which I was very happy about. At least I didn't have to dig on there. And it's in. Look, I love that spot. Well, I have to love it. But I do. It looks really, really good. And it's so nice and tall. And once its leaves come out in spring, it's going to be so pretty. Whew, that was done. That was the biggest one that I had to move. So I need to... I just hope it... Anyway, I hope it's settled in there. The ground is soft, as I said. it's gonna be, yeah, it will be fine. And the ginkgo, I just put it in a pot until I was ready to go and plant it in the front. And I needed to prep the space for the weeping Japanese maple. I'm going to bring from the front, and this spot where the Fred Ives was the best spot because it's not going to block anything, too much, and the weeping maple is short, so that's okay. It would have been, even though it's short, it would have definitely blocked the aloe, but this spot is fine. It's out of the main garden also. It's right on the edge of it, so that should be fine. And thankfully it wasn't too muddy. Right, the hole is ready, and now I can go and bring the maple from the front and just put it in there, so that should grow. Second move, it moved last year spring and again now. And this too, I had to move it because it was in the blazing sun. It was just getting the west-facing sun all summer, and that is why these leaves, it really fried in the sun, and it didn't even get its autumn color. The leaves just fell off. It was too hot here, and I thought I'd put it in the front and it'll be lovely, but it's just too much of sun for this. So I have to also get this in the back. So I do have one of the weeping Japanese maple that's here, the red leaf, and that's fine at the top because that gets a bit of shade. Oh, that was hard work pulling out this. And I don't like moving trees once they settle, but it had to be done. That's going to be its forever home in the backyard. Yes, you can see the root ball grew from last year. And that's some footage from summer. You can see how the leaves were just scorched. So roasted. And there's the big hole there. There's all that space. And I was thinking of putting the ginkgo in the, I don't know, somewhere else. But I might put that there. There's the, look. Oh. Yeah, it already looks so good in that spot. That's best decision. And sometimes you got to think on things, and yeah, I'm really liking where it's looking. I mean, where I've placed it now. It's like was meant for the spot. This one has always struggled out of the two. That the other one was very healthy, and this one is always much smaller. So hopefully now it just thrives in this spot here in the backyard. It'll get morning sun, east facing sun, and then from maybe midday it'll be in the shade. So I think that should be, good enough for this maple. It's hard to, for this one I don't even know if I read the tag. I don't know, I just planted it wherever. So I don't know what it needs. I don't know its proper name even. I just call it the red weeping Japanese maple. And hopefully it settles. It's still got this whole month of August or whatever weeks, but that's sufficient because last year I moved it in July. Was it July? Yeah, I think in July, towards the end of July. So it's still in its dormancy, and hopefully the roots settle, and by the time spring comes, it's going to flush out with all its brand new red leaves. I am really, really loving the look of this. I mean, look how good that green stem of the elegance is, and this red maple is going to be red, and that's going to be a bright green. I can't wait to see it in spring. It's going to just look stunning in the spot. And that elegance bark is also so interesting during the winter months because it's such a bright green. Yeah, this trees in the spot, it's just, I think I'm so happy I moved it. That's where it should be. Look at that maple. I moved that weeping bridal veil thing here, the pot on this side. That'll be fine. I can move that anytime if it's not happy. It's in a pot, so that's easy. And the ginkgo, I planted it here in the spot, just a little back from where the maple was, but in that same spot. And now there's a big hole there, so I just need to fill more soil around it. But now that if that gets big, it's fine because it's in an open spot and it's not as close to the house. All these sticks are just standing here. So it's hard to see what it's going to look like. But come spring, this is going to be so pretty with all the green leaves and vibrant new growth. I've got quite a few new things here in the front, so I can't wait to see the change in spring and how this whole front section looks. I must keep this footage and do this like a look back of them when they were dormant and then when they flush out in spring. It's hard to really see it with the sun. And that's the ginkgo in autumn. Look how lovely and yellow it is. So pretty. So next year, the front yard is going to look so pretty with this yellow leaves. And one last look again at how beautiful these two trees. They're so structural. One is tall and one is the weeping form. They just are perfect in this spot now. I am just loving it. Can't stop looking at it. So I hope you enjoyed this big move of all the trees. It was a huge undertaking, tiring, but I just love it. I'm so glad I got to it and I finally did it. So thanks for joining me on this heavy duty gardening, and I shall catch you next week. So have a good week. Bye.